Hey everyone, are you struggling with your sidearm? Are you having trouble with your angles? Does it flop around like a dead duck? Give me just a few minutes today and hopefully I can help you out and improve that sidearm, get a little more accuracy, maybe a little more distance. Stay tuned. So there are endless videos online about sidearm, how to throw a sidearm, how to grip the disc. I'm going to show you my grip. I do a 2-finger grip here, but that's not really what I want to focus on. I want to focus more on technique and strategy, and I always break it down from the beginning. So if I'm going to talk to a new player that's trying to learn how to throw sidearm, or even a player that's played for a long time who's really struggled throwing a sidearm, I always encourage you to learn how to throw a putter first, okay? If you can learn how to throw a putter, you're gonna be able to translate that into a mid, a fairway, or long distance driver. But if you can't throw a putter and you can't let that putter go flat without a lot of flutter, you're gonna struggle with the other ones. And what most people will do is when the disc flutters or they come out and it turns over on them, you know, out of their hand, what do? You get something more stable. And soon enough, what you're doing is you're throwing something that's way too overstable, and you're throwing it with a ton of angle like this, and it's coming out and it's Hyzering back, and you have no finesse and you have no technique. Does that sound familiar? Maybe? Okay, so pay attention. The first technique I want you to learn is with a putter. And the technique is to that basket, throw in 3 or 4 or 5 shots with your putter straight at the basket. Then I want you to throw 3 or 4 shots with it on a hyzer line. So I want you to come out with a hyzer line like this. And then I want you to throw 3 or 4 shots with it on an Anhyzer line, going around the different trees. Practice that and get that line down and get rid of that flutter, and you're gonna help yourself immensely, I promise you. This is where the strokes come. It's 100 feet inside the pin, 150 feet away. Somewhere in that line, don't go right to the 300 or 350 foot shot trying to learn that. Learn how to throw a putter first. Let's do this. So we're gonna start out with the Hyster Shot on the putters. I'm gonna go 2-finger. I'm gonna align my target so you can see the basket right by those trees. And I'm going to intentionally try to hyzer around those trees and get it on a nice line with as little flutter as possible. Practice this 10 times, 20 times in a row. Hyzer line. Keep your elbow tight and a nice smooth snap. So let's see what that looks like. You can see no flutter, that's key. Keeping your elbow in, your palm up. As you finish, your palm up. If you roll your wrist, that's when you're gonna start to lose it off to the left. If you're not snapping it, there's gonna be a ton of flutter. That's the Hyster Shot. Next, we're gonna go to street shots. Okay, so on the first shot, you saw me throwing the Hyster Shot, keeping my palm up, my hand up. Now I'm gonna try to focus on a nice flat release. Same technique, go from hyzer to straight to turnover. And we're gonna do this 5, 10, 15, 20 times until it starts to feel comfortable, okay? Key you're going for is flat, no flutter, nice smooth snap. It's probably about 100 feet away, so not very far away, but that's not the point. The point is technique. So the last and most difficult shot for most players on this sidearm little touch shot is the Anhyzer Shot. And what most folks that are struggling with, when they come out of their hand, they have too much turn, it hits the ground and rolls out. Not sure if that's happened to you or not, but our goal is to let these go. These are really understable putters, and I intentionally use understable because if you can figure out how to let these go nice and flat, figure out your angles, this is gonna help you in the long run. So I'm gonna try to go to the right side of these trees and bring it back in, hoping for a nice flat release. That's our goal on this shot. You want a nice flat coming out, a little turn, nice flat landing. So now we have the putter drilled down, right? We're doing hyzer shots, we're doing flat shots, we're doing turnover shots. Practice those until you feel very comfortable. Again, we're starting at 100 feet. After you get comfortable with that, maybe you go to 125 or 150. Put a little more snap on it. As you get those flat releases with zero flutter, then maybe you step it up to a buzz or some sort of mid that you're comfortable with. I don't really care what grip you use. I do prefer you use 2 fingers, whether it's the fan, the stack, whatever you feel comfortable with. That's irrelevant to me. It's keeping your elbow in tight, figuring out that putter, and going for the smooth release. You want no flutter, the least amount of flutter as possible. Once you get that, we'll step it up to a mid. On the next video, in the future, I'm gonna go with mids and maybe some faster drivers to work on footwork. But on these short shots, there's really no reason for you to run up. Just think nice and flat and release. That's all it is. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and if you have questions or future videos you'd like to see, I'm all ears. Thanks again.